started to memorize the streets. And I was just like, I was here for so long, just like pulling these circles.
Any spots that I didn't open up in the last minute.
Because it's just hard because like, everyone's over parking at the same time. I was just like, this is too much. People up my butt.
That'd be so stressful. Is it this festival?
Yes. What's this?
What is this, Michael? What is this?
I don't know. You can drop us off kind of by that fire hydrant right there.
Alright.
And we got stuff in the trunk.
You
Yes.
good right here?
In the trunk. Yep. Thank
I
you.
already forgot.
Thank you.
Alright.
She left something.
Yeah, we.
Pen.
Oh, thank you. Could you open the trunk, please?
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Tristan.
Yep.
All right. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you for your waiting.
Yep.
How's your day doing so far?
Sorry.
How's your day, sir?
It was good.
It's good. Okay.
Yep.
Nice weather, right? Nice out.
It's
right?
nice and cool.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool.
You like it like this?
Yeah,
Little hobbit.
I like the temperature like this. I'm not so happy with the gray clouds, but what can you do?
Yeah. How come if I take the Belmont, it's 3 minutes slow?
Yo. Hey. Hey, hi, speaker. Hi. Oh, did I tell you I'm getting my whole house remodeled and redecorated and everything? The bullet's already out of the chamber. Yeah, I'm suddenly 15 grand poorer and getting poorer still. But yeah, I hired an interior designer to source and place and measure all the furniture and the colors and the paint and everything. Dude, I got no time for that, and I got no eye for that. The formal dining room and my office, the wall between the two, has come down. It is now one big room with 7-channel surround sound speakers set up. And here's the cool part. So, there's that, maybe you remember, there's that closet in my hallway. And so what I did is I had them actually plumb all the wires into there, so I can actually put an amp, a PlayStation, and everything else, so it's an entirely invisible wire setup. Yeah, I had that epiphany at the last minute. I was like, yes. So not only that, I had them relocate all the Ethernet in those rooms. There were 5 jacks. I had them relocate all of them. So there's one behind. So that one wall in the formal dining room that was kind of depressed, a TV's going to go there. Behind there are 4 HDMI, Ethernet, and cable and power. There's one Ethernet now in the closet. There's an Ethernet where it always was in the back where my desk was. Then there's 2 Ethernet out in the salon, one on each wall. So Daddy just got data. Anyways, yeah, so the whole city's erupting, huh? Man, I don't know. And on the one hand, well, all right. Oh, I'm still on speakerphone, right? Okay. On the one hand, I firmly believe that Roe should have always been a federated decision. Like, it should have never gone as, federal, because of just this reason. It's too contentious. But now that it's been settled law for 50 years, absolutely shattering it is guaranteed to cause bedlam in the legal space. Complete fucking bedlam. Oh yeah. There. Contraception. Well, he wants to remove the Supreme Court's protection of it, which means in Texas they'll try and make it illegal, for example. But you want to hear something nutso? Here's one thing they're not talking much about. Do you know what other constitutionally protected right is covered by the 14th Amendment that you probably have? It is so non-controversial that you have completely banished it from your mind. Are you ready? This is the one to cross-race marriages. I mean, dude, can you, I can't even dream of some redneck Texas Republican calling for that. I would be like, oh my God, I think the Republicans may have just forfeited life. Oh. So, it's bedlam. It's absolute bedlam. And so the other follow-on to that is, of course, that, so, okay, you have states that allow it, states that don't. The states that don't are going to be like, and we won't allow, abortion pills in our state. But that is literally impossible to police. So, now the FDA is going to be a target, and they're going to sue the FDA, which it's federal law. The FDA can regulate, and Congress has interstate commerce powers. So literally, 2 states cannot regulate interstate commerce. That is in the Constitution, but they're still going to go for it. So the FDA is going to be a battleground, and they're going to, and as is the post office, because the post office is where most of the mail goes, right? So you're suddenly going to, and what's going to happen is with time, you're going to see all those abortion pills basically become have a problem with black market substitutes like every other illegal drug. I mean, like if I were the maker of mephistoprone or whatever it is now, I would be spending marketing money and research money on how to basically put a holographic seal on every one of your pills and advertise the hell that if it doesn't have a holographic seal, don't take it. Because that's where it's going to go. Yeah, some of them are more coy about it, where they say like, you know, if you need an out-of-state procedure, and they don't say what that procedure is, and then others are like straight up about it, right? Dude, it's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. And then there's of course all the insanity around guns. Like, we just got done with 2 utter massacres. One of them utterly racist, and one of them gunned down 19 children. And apparently now that they're Texas children, you know, Republicans can actually motivate. You know, when it's Connecticut Democrat children, well, not so much. But they. Yep. There were 19 good guys with guns standing outside the door doing nothing. 19. Yep. I mean, and then they you know, pass them. You keep hearing from blowhards like Ted Cruz, who's like, oh, we need to harden schools. I want you to think about that, though. You're hardening a school to repel and return gunfire. One entrance in, one entrance out. You know, you got, like, you literally need to build a prison. Because short of that, the kids go out into the playground, somebody could just shoot at them from, you know, the side of the road, right? You would have to build a prison with armed guards at the door, metal detectors, scanners, bag checks. And then they struck down that New York State law that said you actually need to have a reason to stuff a gun down your pants. So literally every gangster in New York who doesn't yet have a criminal record is going to be packing heat. I mean, honestly, dude, this kind of stuff is quite literally headed for a civil war. Because stop and think about it, too. How did those 3 judges get there? They got there because Mitch McConnell refused to see Obama's pick, refused to even consider him, which is a breach of norms. It's not written in the Constitution, but it's a complete breach of norms, and everyone knows it. And then he ram-jammed the 3rd one through, and the Senate itself is already skewed towards rural states, which, of course, because that's also how the Electoral College gets chosen. 3 separate times now, a Republican has made it into office based on the Electoral College and not on the popular vote. So each and every way you see it, you're seeing that, like, you know, the game is totally rigged to basically allow rednecks to run the show. Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong, dude. Kudos to Republicans. They are ruthless. Look, Roe v. Wade coming down is a 40-year legal strategy bearing fruit. I mean, they've been packing every single level of the court for 40 years, right? And the Democrats, in the meantime, got completely blindsided by, by this plan. And, dude, Susan Collins reminds me of my grandmother. She needs to go back to her rocking chair and knit, because that's about all she's good for. Like, she's naive. Every word that came out of his mouth, that's like whatever he said, don't believe. Once he's in, it's like a job interview. Literally tell them whatever they need to hear to get in, and once you're in, do whatever you need to. Anyone who ever thought otherwise is a dupe. Yeah. Yep. Well, the Democrats have never been unified. I mean, think about it. If you're Republican, there's only a few things you go for, right? God, guns, babies, and white. That's it. When it comes to Democrats, though, they're all over the map. I mean, like, ask yourself what, some sort of queer transgender in San Francisco has in common with a coal miner in Pennsylvania. Absolutely nothing. How do you lasso a group like that together? And you know what? I mean, at least you can understand it, right? At least I can understand personal power politics. I can totally understand that, right? But like, Democrats they're all over the map. They're all over the board. And like, for me, for example, all this crap about global warming and whatever, from where I stand, global warming is like priority number 20. You know what was priority 1 after Trump was out? Literally revamping every law that allowed him to squeak through the cracks and proposing 5 new constitutional amendments. I mean, the whole reason there are 3 extra conservative judges on the court is because nowhere in the Constitution it's written that you must eventually approve the president's pick. Nowhere. So, from where I stand, here's another one. Listen, I own guns. I'm okay with people having guns, but I think it should be federated. Like, dude, a gun in New York City is not the same as a gun in a cornfield in Kansas. Or insurance. Dude, require insurance on anyone who buys a gun. That'll change the dynamics immediately, because then every redneck who would rather buy an assault rifle than a loaf of bread will think twice about it, because it has a recurring cost. Right? From where I stand, the Second Amendment needs to be completely repealed. I think you also need to repeal the power of the president to pardon. There's literally no good reason. Like, if you're going to get pardoned, it would have to go through, like, Congress or something. Because, as you're finding out now, 6 different Republican congressmen were begging the president for pardons while they were doing his dirty work. I mean, oh yeah. Well, the whole idea that you can be preemptively pardoned also, to me, is completely illogical, like Nixon, right? If you're going to be pardoned for something, first we prove the crime. First, we get all the sordid details, we haul your name through the mud, and everyone gets to know. And then somebody can stand up and say, you know what, despite the fact that he's, a shit-smeared pedophile, we're going to let that go. Like, before you pardon someone, the whole world needs to know what you're pardoning. Like, when Nixon was preemptively pardoned, I would have been utterly up in arms over that. But whatever. Democrats don't have a game plan. They're going to be going on about global warming. And you know what? Republicans have stayed focused. They've kept their eye on the ball. They have not lost focus. They know exactly how to drive home their brand. They are so good at brand loyalty. Like, it's marketing coup. There is no equivalent to Fox News. It's brand loyalty, dude. It doesn't matter. You could put a twice convicted pedophile up for president on the Republican side. They'd all vote for him. Yep, that's exactly right. So, expect more. Expect more. Like, honestly, dude, after that shooting at Uvalde, I seriously was up at night and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can bring myself to continue to shoot my AR. I was like, because I cannot be a part of this insanity. I just can't. I'm okay with marksmanship, totally. I was like, and I was like, and I would love to see Adrian be a master marksman, maybe even go into the military. I'm like, but if he's going to learn to be a marksman, he's going to do it with a bolt-action rifle. Well, dude, like, anyone who says it's for self-defense is being utterly disingenuous. You know what the two best weapons for self-defense, for home defense? A shotgun. Because everything is close range, and you don't even have to be accurate to take the guy's head off, right? Or dog's even better. The dog hears everything, right? And or a handgun. You don't need 10 handguns, and you don't need 15 AR-15s, right? Like, a 40-round magazine. Dude, an AR-15 is an infantry rifle. It is an infantry rifle. It's not a hunting rifle. It's an infantry rifle. Of course. I mean, dude, there are so many different ways without actually touching guns that you could seriously dent the carnage. Like, one of them would be, it's illegal to use credit cards, cash only. Like, that would cause gun sales to plummet precipitously. And take it from there, because what 18-year-old kid has, $3,000 in cash? Yep. Or like that dude who shot up 70 people at the Las Vegas Country Music Festival. Where were all the good guys with guns when that happened? Like, how would anyone defend themselves from, a high position assault? There's no defense. You can't be defended. There's a reason the military always seeks high ground.